And welcome everyone live back to Dale Miller Field here at Milan Park in Morgantown. Game number 6. Two teams that won their opening game a night ago. It's South Charleston Post 94 at 21-5 overall against Buckhannon Post 7, the surprise team at 14-17 on the year. Chris George with you here on Metro News. Day number 2, last game of the tournament. We'll give you the updated bracket later on, let you know what's on tap for tomorrow, as we will have 5 teams apparently left after game number 6 because only one team has been eliminated, and that was Bridgeport earlier today in a 5-4 loss in 9 innings to Berkeley County. On the mound today for South Charleston Post 94 is Sissonville High School product Colin Cottrell. The left-hander is 3-1 on the year with 18 innings pitched. Has 26 strikeouts and 14 walks with his ERA. A little high there, 6.50. He was the number 1 pitcher this year at Sissonville High School. Had a very good year for the Indians, and he'll face this Buckhannon Post 7 lineup. Buckhannon will be the visiting team, and leading it off will be the Lewis County product, Ryder Amon. And he'll be followed by the second baseman, Eli Bryant, and the shortstop, Landon Marple. Buckhannon comes in with a 14-17 mark overall, coached by Kevin Boring. I did find out earlier today the last time Buckhannon Post 7 won a state tournament game prior to yesterday was 1989 in Clarksburg. And the pitch is a strike to Ryder Amon, and it's 0-1. We're underway. Game number 6 here in Morgantown. Official start time 7:28. And the left-hander Cottrell's next pitch is the ball. It's a 1-1. Colin Cottrell defensively behind him. We'll take a look at that. In the outfield and left is Isaiah Ramsey. In center is Isaac McAllister as the next pitch in there for a strike to Amon. It's 1-2. And in right field is Jordan Mosley. In the infield at third, Caleb Nutter. At shortstop is Tyson Burke. At second base, Garrett Comer. And the first baseman is Andrew Scarberry. And your catcher from Riverside, Tyler Purdue. And the pitcher, of course, Colin Cottrell. Is the count now even 2-2. The lefty is ready. The pitch upstairs a bit to Ryder Amon. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count pitch downstairs, ball 4. And it's a walk to Amon to lead off. Top of the first. And that's been a bugaboo a little bit for Cottrell this year. 26 strikeouts, 14 walks on the season. That brings in second baseman Eli Bryant. And the pitch, there's a fly ball, center field. Right there is McAllister, and he makes the catch. 1 out. 1 down. McAllister retired. And that brings in the shortstop, Landon Marple. Marple, .333 average on the year for the Buckhannon Upshur product. Marple steps in with the runner at first and Amon. The pitch from Cottrell in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Colin Cottrell, left-handed thrower, of course, from Sissonville. Sissonville, all the way to the regional semifinals, lost to Logan. Of course, Logan was the state champions in AA this past year. Nice off-speed pitch, swung on a miss, strike 2. It's 0-2 to Marple. Yesterday we saw South Charleston toss out Garrett Comer out there, and he pitched really well. There's a pop-up. Middle infield, it's playable. Second baseman. Speaking of Comer, there he is playing second today. He makes the call on the catch, and there's 2 outs. Comer was the starting pitcher yesterday evening, I should say, in South Charleston's win over Bridgeport 9-4. Comer got the start and got the win in 5 1/3 innings. Jordan Mosley, his teammate from St. Albans High School, pitched the final 1 2/3. 2 down in the inning, and that brings in Grant Mealy, the third baseman, the Lewis County product, who will be a junior next year for the Minutemen, is currently leading the team in hitting at .476 on the year with 1 home run. Throw to first, back in safely is the runner there at first, Ryder Amon. Cottrell from the stretch, looks at the runner at first. And the pitch to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and hit foul pretty hard down the left field line and out of play. It's 0-1. If you're going to steal on a lefty, you normally are told to go on first move, and that's Amon's responsibility here. Let's see if Buckhannon gets the base runner going to second. Try to get him over in scoring position here with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch came inside and hit the batter. So Grant Mealy hit by the pitch. He goes down to first and second, 2 outs. And that brings in the pitcher today, Caleb Boring. He's batting .327 on the year. Caleb Boring was a first-team All-State selection in Class AAA 2 seasons ago. And this past year, second-team All-State selection. Cottrell's delivery in there for a strike at the fastball, 0-1. Tony Veltri is the umpire at third base today. At first, Pat Atkins, and the home plate umpire is Mark Mayle. Downstairs, a ball to Caleb Boring. It's 1-1. All 3 of these umpires in this game have worked American Legion regional tournaments in the past few years. And the 1-1 popped up, could be playable. Tyler Purdue, the catcher, hustles after it and can't get to it. Didn't see it initially. Then once he saw it, he couldn't catch up to it. And it drops for a strike. It's 1-2 now to Caleb Boring. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first, no score. 2 runners on. Cottrell's ready. 1-2 to count to Caleb Boring. The pitch. Pop fly out of play, out beyond the South Charleston dugout first base side onto the softball field. It stays 1-2 to Caleb Boring. Cottrell's 1-2. Curveball, ground ball, hit the second. Up with it's the second baseman, Comer. He takes it to the bag for out number 3. Fielder's choice by Boring ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the first. Buckhannon posts 7-0. South Charleston coming to bat. You're listening to day number 2 and game number 6 of the 2022 West Virginia American Legion State Tournament on Metro News.
Metro News is the voice of high school sports in West Virginia. We're there from the sweat-soaked high school gyms to the bright lights of the Charleston Civic Center and the state tournaments. We're with the fans under the lights on Friday nights during football season and at Wheeling Island Stadium for the Super 6. We're at the Dusty Baseball Fields and at Appalachian Power Park for the state championships. From the Metro News Power Index to the high school sports line, your home for the best coverage of high school sports is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
What you need to know today is just a click away. WVMetroNews.com has the latest statewide news stories from the capital city to your hometown. Follow your favorite sports teams from high school to the pros. Hunting and fishing information is always on the outdoors page. And never miss your favorite Metro News program with live streams and archived episodes. Wherever you are in the Mountain State, the information you need is at WVMetroNews.com.
Chris George back with you. We go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Buckhannon post 7 and South Charleston post 94. Caleb Boring on the mound for post 7 this evening. He is 2-3 on the year, with an ERA of 6.09. 20 2/3 innings pitched, 24 walks, 23 strikeouts. Defensively behind him and left is Peyton Bennett. The center fielder is Ryder Amon, and right field is Ryan Snyder. At third base, Grant Mealy. The shortstop is Landon Marple. At second is Eli Bryan, and the first baseman is Brady Hirsch, your catcher. The Buccaneer product. His battery from high school as well, and Ian Donnan. For South Charleston post 94, 21-5 on the year. They'll lead off Tyson Burke, the shortstop. Batting second is the left fielder Isaiah Ramsey. In the third spot, the second baseman Garrett Comer. Batting fourth, center fielder from George Washington High School, Isaac McAllister. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Andrew Scarberry. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Jordan Mosley. In the seventh spot, the third baseman from Buffalo High School, Caleb Nutter. Batting eighth, the catcher from Riverside, Tyler Purdue. And batting ninth, the DH from South Charleston High School, Dustin Johnson. That's your starters and your defensive lineman for Buckhannon Post 7, and, of course, your starting lineup for South Charleston. South Charleston, they wear in the black uniforms tops with the orange numbers, and it says Post 94 across the front in orange lettering with the white trim. Buckhannon, their blue jerseys, dark blue jerseys with the white sleeves with BU on the front of the jerseys. And here we go. Tyson Burke, the shortstop from St. Albans High School, will stand in there, and he will lead it off for Post 94. And the pitch from Zach Caleb Boring in there for a strike, 0-1. Zach Caleb Boring does not wow you on the radar gun. Throws in the low 70s, I'd say. Good curveball. He's a strike thrower. His job is to throw strikes and pound the strike zone and get the defense to work behind him. And it's a ball, 1-1 to Tyson Burke. Sometimes in parks like this, you want to get people to pop up on those slow curveballs, and you saw it last night work for Brady Hurst. There's a line drive to center field and a leadoff base hit for Tyson Burke to lead off the top half of the first. The St. Albans product singles to lead off for Post 94. And that brings in the left fielder, Isaiah Ramsey, the Sissonville Indians, batting .377 on the year. So Ramsey in the 2 spot. The top 5, really the top 7, I should say, for this Post 94 team. All well over 300 on the year. In fact, McAllister in the cleanup spot leads the team in hitting this summer with a .469 batting average. We did not see him last night. And the pitch, there's a line drive hit to the right center field gap. It's down. It could be trouble. It rolls to the outfield fence. Rounding second on the third base is Tyson Burke. He'll be held there. It's a double for Isaiah Ramsey to right center field. So Post 94 has runners on second and third and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Second baseman Garrett Comer.
And that brings in second baseman Garrett Comer, the St. Albans product, batting .463 on the year with 1 home run. That's second on the team in hitting. So South Charleston in business early here in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless tie. Caleb Boring, the right-hander's pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Pitch. Misses the outside, 2-0. Caleb Boring, a strike thrower, but more importantly, you look at the stats, 24 walks this year and 23 strikeouts. So he has walked more and he struck out. There's a ground ball left side and through for a base hit. That'll score 1. RBI single for Comer, scores Burke, 1-0 South Charleston here in the bottom of the first. And that brings in the dangerous center fielder, Isaac McAllister. McAllister, the George Washington graduate, .469 on the year. Was not here last night, had a college orientation. And he's here today back in the lineup. He's also a good pitcher, so McAllister dangerous. I guess you could call him two-way player as he hits the ball foul out of play for a strike 0-1. His brother played on this Post 94 team. His brother Jordan also is at Charleston, University of Charleston, playing there for the Golden Eagles. 0-1 pitch lined in the left field corner and down for extra bases. That'll score Ramsey. Heading to third base is Comer, and he'll be held there as McAllister trots into second base with an RBI double, and South Charleston leads 2-0.
First baseman Andrew Scarberry.
That brings in the first baseman Andrew Scarberry, the Nitro product, batting .406 on the year of 2 home runs. Time called. Out comes Kevin Boring. To talk to his pitcher, catcher, Minnow infield. So the winner of this game plays tomorrow, obviously, and we'll take a look at the bracket as this game progresses. We do have 5 teams remaining after Game 6, so we'll look at the second bracket since Morgantown survived elimination last game and beat Parkersburg 1-0. So we'll set the bracket for you in a little bit, but this game here early on, South Charleston up 2-0, and here is Andrew Scarberry. And the pitch, Scarberry takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Oh, 1 delivery. Breaking ball sweeps outside the zone, the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 to count. The delivery, high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Andrew Scarberry. Jordan Mosley on deck. Again, the top 7 hitters for this post-94 team, well over 300 on the year. Fouled back to the screen. It's 2-2. Scarberry, a postgraduate from Nitro High School, graduated in 2021. Fouls the next pitched off. It stays 2-2. Two and 2 to count to Scarberry. Runners on second and third, no one out. The pitch, breaking ball outside. It's now full, 3-2. South Charleston team draws only from their base school, South Charleston, but I mentioned St. Albans, Riverside, GW, Sissonville, Nitro, and, of course, Buffalo High School. Upstairs for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out. That brings in the right fielder from St. Albans High School, Jordan Mosley. He's batting .345 on the summer. Legion Baseball, you have a recruiting area to draw from. If you draw outside your recruiting area, you need a release to get a player to play for you. The team in that area has to release him over to you, and you can't exceed over 7,500 when it comes to enrollment at the high schools amongst the kids you draw from, and that's grades 10 through 12, not 9 through 12 for Senior Legion. Pitches a strike to Mosley. It's 0-1. That enrollment figure used to be 5,000, but they've upped that to 7,500 this year. 0-1 delivery. Outside misses again. It's now 1-1 as the infield all in here in this first inning with the bases loaded, nobody out. 1-1 delivery. Soft pitch in the dirt, 2-1. So for teams like Berkeley Post 14, who can draw from all 4 Berkeley County high schools plus the 2 in Jefferson County, and they're right around 7,000, so they're still a little bit under the limit, and it helps teams like South Charleston as well. As the next pitch to Mosley is ball 3. It's 3-1. 3-1 delivery. It's ball 4. Mosley walks. That forces in Comer from third, and the bases remain loaded. Nobody out, and South Charleston now leads 3-0. And that brings in Caleb Nutter, the lone Buffalo Bison product on the team. He's a second-team All-State selection this past year was Nutter, and he still has a year back in high school as he is a 2023 graduate. He'll be a senior next year for Buffalo High School. The pitch to Nutter. It's outside for a ball, 1-0. And he's having a good summer as Caleb batting .393 on the year for head coach Gary Parsons and his post-94 squad. There's the ball hit to right field, down for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Ryan Snyder. And station to station goes post 94 as McAllister scores, and it's 4-0 South Charleston. That brings in the catcher, Tyler Purdue, and time called. Out comes Kevin Boring for the second time, and he's going to make a pitching change as Zach Caleb Boring fires the ball to the second baseman, Eli Bryant, and that is who more than likely we will see. We think we'll check as Kevin Boring has a meeting at the mound. So new pitcher on for Buckhannon Post 7. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Game number 6 of the American Legion State Tournament. Our score, South Charleston 4 and Buckhannon nothing. We'll come back and tell you who the new pitcher is right after this on Metro News.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi, host of the CityNet Statewide Sports Line right here on Metro News. Join the Senator, Brad Howe, Coach Greg Hunter, and myself as we discuss the day's biggest sports stories, talking with coaches, former players, and sports writers from all over the state and across the nation, bringing you the latest from the high schools, colleges, and the pro game. So don't miss the CityNet Statewide Sports Line weeknights at 6:06 here on the Metro News Radio Network and streaming live at WVMetronews.com.
Your source for what's happening in West Virginia is WVMetronews.com. Get the latest statewide news, sports reports from WVU, Marshall, and your local high school teams. Explore the great outdoors with Chris Lawrence. Read Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary and catch up on your favorite Metro News programs and podcasts. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with WVMetronews.com. Metro News, for 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Eli Bryant is the new pitcher for Buckhannon Post 7. He's thrown 6 1/3 innings this summer as Eli Bryant, and he's officially 0-0 on the year in those 6 1/3 innings of work. So Bryant, who pitched a good bit for Buckhannon Upshur High School this past year, has seen limited action here for Post 7 this summer. And it'll be a straight swap, 4-1, 1-4. And what that means, which I probably confused some people by saying that, what that means, 4 is second base, that's position. Second base to the mound, and the pitcher goes to second base. That's where Zach Caleb Boring is at right now. Here's Tyler Purdue. He'll face Eli Bryant. Purdue, the Riverside product, batting .263 on the year, the catcher for South Charleston. Bryant's first pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Infield in, nobody out here in the first, 4-0 South Charleston. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and a swing and a miss. Breaking ball sweeping away. It's quickly 0-2 to Tyler Purdue. Lights on here at the ballpark. Had some rain in game number 1, not a lot, real light, but we've survived day number 2 quite well in dry weather. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A slow breaking ball, probably in the upper 50s to low 60s at best. And way out in front was Purdue. He strikes out for the first out. So one down, that brings in the designated hitter, Dustin Johnson. Johnson, the South Charleston product, one of 3 South Charleston Black Eagles on this baseball team, is batting .381 on the year. And he has the long hair past the shoulders, and the lefty swings and misses. It's 0-1. He has a mullet and some. So it's good to see that Dustin Johnson's in the lineup today. I was wondering who that was. I saw that hair on the team picture, and I was like, I got to see that guy play. And he's playing today. And Johnson takes low again. And it's now a ball, this time called. It's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Dustin Johnson. Eli Bryant is ready. And the delivery. Slow breaking ball. Grounded to second. Boring flips to second for 1. On the first, and it gets away. Run's going to score on the fielder's choice. A run's going to come in on the air as 2 scores. Scarberry scores on the fielder's choice. And Mosley comes around second to score on the error. Charge to the shortstop, Landon Marple. Another on the play goes to
Tyson Burke.
third? No, Nutter's release. That's right. Nutter's release on the fielder's choice. Scored 4-6 for the second out. Johnson stays at first. He'll get credit for 1 RBI. And the other one scores on the error charge to Marple. And that now makes the score 6-0 in favor of South Charleston. And the batter is Tyson Burke. They'll bat around this inning. Burke singled and scored earlier in the first. He takes strike 1. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, fly ball, left center field. Coming in, and it's going to fall in front of the center fielder aiming for a 2-out base hit. So Tyson Burke gets his second hit of the inning. And that brings in the left fielder, Isaiah Ramsey. Ramsey doubled and scored earlier this inning.
Left fielder, Isaiah
So close the book on Zach Caleb Boring. I'll give you his official line here in just a second. He allowed 6 runs, and we'll check the earned runs here in a moment. Pitch downstairs for a ball. It's 1-0. Next pitch, fly ball, center field. Going back is Amon, and it's going to be over his head, up against the wall for extra bases. This will score 2 more as Johnson and Burke score, and into third base of a triple. And look out, the ball gets away, but there to back it up is the pitcher, Bryant. As into third base of a triple is Isaiah Ramsey. He drives in 2 more runs, and it's 8-0 South Charleston.
Second baseman, Garrett Comer.
So in the inning for Ramsey, he's got a triple and a double and 2 RBIs. And for most, that's a good game for mostly anybody else. He's all done it in the first inning. 8-0 South Charleston. The batter is Garrett Comer. He had a base hit and an RBI earlier this inning. Fouls the first pitch from Bryant back. It's a strike, 0-1. Oh, and 1 to count. Now a ball. It's 1-1. 1-1 now to Garrett Comer. One delivery. Slow bender. Lined into left center field. Base hit. That'll score Ramsey. And on his way to second base of a double is Garrett Comer. So Comer was able to stretch that into a double as the left fielder, Peyton Bennett, getting over to that baseball, getting it in there. And Comer has a double with 2 outs. And it now makes it 10-0 South Charleston. Makes it 9-0, I should say. 9-0 is the score. And the pitch low for a ball, 1-0. One-0 delivery. Downstairs, 2-0. Delivery, ground ball hit to the left side, fielded by Marple. He's going to have to make a strong throw, and safe is McAllister at first. So McAllister gets his second hit of the inning. First and second, still 2 outs, and that brings in Andrew Scarberry. Scarberry walked and scored earlier this inning. 9-0 the score. Scoreboard has 10, but now they just changed it, so it is officially 9-0. And that'll bring in Scarberry to the batter's box. Final line on Caleb Boring. No innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 runs. They were earned, 2 walks. Pitch outside a ball to Scarberry, 1-0. Well, as wonderful as last night was for Buckhannon winning their first state tournament game since 1989, tonight has been the polar opposite. They are down 9-0, and South Charleston still batting in the bottom of the first and stealing second base. The throw gets away. Bad throw down by the catcher, Donnan. Scoring from third on the bad throw is Garrett Comer, and he scores on the error charged to Donnan. So credit to stolen base for McAllister. Comer scores on the error, second error of the inning charged against Post 7. It's now 10-0 South Charleston. Here's the pitch from Bryant. Outside for a ball, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to count. Scarberry takes, actually it was 3-0. And he takes ball 4. So I was behind the pitch there. My apologies. So that is ball 4. 4 straight wide ones to Scarberry. He walks. So that puts runners on first and second. Still 2 outs.
Right fielder, Jordan Mosley.
And that brings in the right fielder, Jordan Mosley. Mosley, 345 on the air earlier this inning. Mosley walked and scored. Mosley, the 15th guy to bat inning, sends a ground ball to second. Boring flips the Marple, covering it short, and they force Scarberry for the final out of the inning. The fielder's choice by Mosley ends this Long first inning for South Charleston Post 94. 10 runs in the inning for South Charleston. How many hits? Let's add them up, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hit, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 2 runners left on base. Whew, what an inning for South Charleston. We head to the second inning. Our score, South Charleston 10, Buckhannon Post 7-0. We'll come back right after this on Metro News.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi, host of the CityNet Statewide Sports Line right here on Metro News. Join the Senator, Brad Howe, Coach Greg Hunter, and myself as we discuss the day's biggest sports stories, talking with coaches, former players, and sports writers from all over the state and across the nation, bringing you the latest from the high schools, colleges, and the pro game. So don't miss the CityNet Statewide Sports Line weeknights at 6:06 here on the Metro News Radio Network and streaming live at WVMetronews.com.
Your source for what's happening in West Virginia is WVMetronews.com. Get the latest statewide news, sports reports from WVU, Marshall, and your local high school teams. Explore the great outdoors with Chris Lawrence. Read Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary and catch up on your favorite Metro News programs and podcasts. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with WVMetronews.com. Metro News, for 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Top of the second inning, Buckhannon Post 7 finds himself down 10-0. So, needless to say, work to do, right? Yeah, why not? And you got plenty of game to do it, so they got plenty of time to try to chip away, but they need to start right now as Ryan Snyder leads off, and he takes a ball in the dirt, 1-0 from left-handed throwing Colin Cottrell. So it's a lefty-lefty matchup here as Snyder is facing Cottrell. The 1-0 delivery. It's a strike called. It's 1-1. So if this is the first time you've joined us today, I'll let you know earlier in Game 4 of the tournament went 9 innings. Berkeley County beat Bridgeport 5-4. And then last game we had a dandy. 1-0 Morgantown over Parkersburg, and that loss for Parkersburg not only was their first loss of the tournament, but it snapped their 10-game winning streak. Ball 2 to the batter, Snyder. It's 2-1. 2-1 delivery. Swing and a foul ball out of play. 2-2 to Snyder. Two-two delivery, swing and a line drive, caught by the shortstop. Well, he's going to throw it across nonetheless. And Snyder is out, number 1. Good job by the shortstop, Tyson Burke, to make that catch, lunging down to his knees. 1 down. And that brings in Ian Donnan, the catcher, a .222 hitter on the year is Donnan. Cottrell's ready from the wind. Here's the pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0. One-0 delivery. Inside corner, fastball at the belt called strike 1. 1-1 to Donnan. Donnan next week will be headed to football practice as he will take over on the football gridiron. He sends a ground ball down the third baseline fair, just past the backhand glove of Caleb Nutter. So a single with 1 out for Donnan. And that brings in the first baseman, Brady Hurst. Hurst, 143 hitter on the year. But Hurst is known for his right arm, and we saw that last night in that gem of a game he threw against Morgantown. He swings and misses at the first pitch. It's 0-1. One delivering, strike called. 0-2. Colin Cottrell, the Sissonville Indian product. The lefty's ready. The delivery. Swinging a pop-up. Center field. Coming in is Mr. McAllister. He comes in about 10 steps, makes the catch. 2 outs. 2 down. That brings in left fielder Peyton Bennett. 196 hitter on the year is Bennett. He's is the 9-hitter for this Post 7 team tonight. Runner first is Donnan, 2 down. 10-0 South Charleston here in the second. Fouled back. First pitch by Bennett. It's 0-1. On 1 to Bennett. Here's the delivery. Upstairs at the ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to count. Cottrell works quick, and there's a line drive back up the middle and through for a base hit. Base hit for Peyton Bennett. Stopping the second base is Donnan. So first and second, 2 outs. And that brings in center fielder Ryder Amon. Amon walked back in the first in his first at-bat of the day. And a delivery. Strike. Nope, they're going to call it a ball, 1-0. Just missed down and in. Pitch from Cottrell. Hit number 2, by the way, for Buckhannon, Peyton Bennett. Next pitch, swing and a miss, took something off. And it's quickly 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch, swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch, either a changeup or a breaking call. Couldn't tell from here. Nonetheless, it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to the youngster from Lewis County, Ryder Amon, a 284 hitter on the year. Okay, 1-2. Cottrell, the lefty's ready. The pitch, and it nearly hit him. Good job by Amon to get out of the way from it, but also a good job by Tyler Purdue to slide on his knees to his left and block that up in the dirt to hold the runners at first and second. Count now even, 2-2 to Amon. Two balls, 2 strikes to Amon. The delivery, swing and a miss, pitch down and in, strike 3, and that's out number 3. For Buckhannon in the second, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Inning a half in the book for Morgantown. Dale Miller Field, day number 2 of the state tournament. South Charleston 10, Buckhannon nothing. We'll come back after this on Metro News.
Hi, this is Hoppy Kercheval. West Virginia, in many ways, is a diverse state, often with different issues, challenges, and successes depending on where you live. But we're also a small state, and we're all connected by being West Virginians. Every day from 10:06 till noon, I talk about and provide insight into the events that shape who we are. My approach is tough but fair, and we may disagree, but together we'll stay abreast of what's going on in our great state. Successes, the hardships, the challenges, and of course the politics that contribute to making us who we are. So join me weekdays, 10:06 till noon for Metro News Talk Live.
Nobody covers West Virginia like Metro News. Start each weekday at 6:06 a.m. with the Morning News. Veteran anchors Chris Lawrence and Carrie Hudasek deliver the day's biggest stories, along with in-depth reports from Jeff Jenkins, Alex Thomas, and Jake Flatley. The Morning News also brings you the latest in sports from Kyle Wiggs and Joe Braccato, Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary, and the Entertainment Report. The Morning News on the Metro News Radio Network and at WVMetroNews.com.
Eli Bryant back on the mound for Buckhannon Post 7, second inning of relief work. He came in for Zach Caleb Boring, who was unable to record an out. And South Charleston is leading 10-0 in the Black. As you can see, I almost did. I almost called them Black Eagles. I didn't. South Charleston Post 94. They are wearing black, so I can say that and get away with it. Bottom of the order, Caleb Nutter, Tyler Purdue, and Dustin Johnson to face Eli Bryant here in this bottom of the second inning. South Charleston sent 15 guys to the plate in the first, scoring 10 runs on 9 hits. Nutter, RBI single back in the first, and his only at bat. Eli Bryant is ready. The delivery to the Buffalo High School product. He sends a fly ball, left center field, coming in as a left fielder, and it's going to fall in front of a hustling Peyton Bennett. I don't think the center fielder, Ryder Amon, saw that. initially, Peyton Bennett did. He had to come a long way from left field just to get over there behind deep short. And ball drops for a base hit. Nutter is 2 for 2. That brings in Tyler Purdue. He struck out back in the first. He's 0 for 1. Purdue takes high and in with the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bryant from the stretch. Oh, he almost balked, and the pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. Got to watch Bryant there. He's got to pause a little bit there. Once he comes sets, he came quick. He's set now, which is good. The 1-1. Low for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, whoever loses this game will still be alive, and they will play again tomorrow. We'll look at the bracket here in a little bit, as the next one's a check swing, or a swing and a miss, foul tip, I should say. As Purdue got a piece of it, it's 2-2. Purdue is having a hard time waiting back on this slow pitching here. Saw him way out in front and strike out back in the first. And that time he was way out in front and just got a piece of it. It appears it's 2-2. Nutter at first base, no one out. 2-2 pitch. Slow fastball in there for a strike 3. Purdue looked at it, and couldn't believe it was a strike, but that pitch was right on the outside corner, 1 out.
DH, Dustin Johnson.
Not a thing wrong with that pitch. Here's a designated hitter, Dustin Johnson. Fielder's choice ground out and an RBI back in the first. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. Johnson, the South Charleston product. One of 3 Black Eagles on the South Charleston Post 94 team. St. Albans has the most kids on the roster this year with 4. And there's a fly ball out of play. It's 0-2. A couple kids from Nitro High School. A couple from Sissonville High School. 2 apiece for both. A Buffalo product, George Washington product, and a Riverside product. 0-2 pitch, fly ball just past the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Tyson Burke, into left field for a base hit. So first and second, 1 out for South Charleston Post 94, and that brings in the shortstop, Tyson Burke.
Shortstop, Tyson Burke.
Burke today 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. The pitch, strike called, 0-1. I mean, Eli Bryant right now is throwing, I would assume tops 55, 62 in that range. I'm guessing it's really, really coming in there slow. The 0-1 pitch bounced in there for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. But, Kevin Borings is looking for innings here. Guys that eat innings here. They're down 10-0. Give us strikes. That's what Brian has done. He's throwing strikes, doing his job. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball. Shallow hit. Right field. Base hit between the second baseman, Boring, and the right fielder, Snyder. And that'll load the bases with 1 out. Third hit of the day for Tyson Burke, and that brings in the left fielder, Isaiah Ramsey. And how about this? Ramsey 2 for 2, a triple, a double, and 2 runs batted in. Here's a delivery. Strike called, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count to Ramsey. The delivery in the dirt, 2-0. Or check that, 1-1, my apologies. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to the Sissonville product. The left fielder, Isaiah Ramsey, 377 hitter on the year. One pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Nowhere to put Ramsey. Bases loaded, 1 down. The 1-2 bounced in there for ball 2, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul tip and staying alive is Ramsey. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryant Wine kicks and deals to 2-2, swinging a foul tip. It stays 2-2. Infield is in. The 2-2 fouled out of play right side. And we'll do it again. 2-2 pitch coming to Ramsey. Fly ball, right field. Snyder is there. He makes the catch. Runners do not tag. And there's 2 outs. So 2 outs as Ramsey records the putout, or Ramsey flies out to right as Ryan Snyder records the putout. There we go. And that brings in the second baseman, Garrett Comer. Comer already in this game 2 for 2 with an RBI. Had a double and a single both in the first inning of play. And there's a base hit to left field off the bat of Comer. And they'll go station to station. Scoring on the play is Caleb Nutter. And South Charleston now leads 11-0. Johnson the third. Burke the second.
Center fielder Isaac
Comer's
McAllister.
third hit and second run batted in of the day. Here's Isaac McAllister. He too looking for his third hit. The delivery. And it's popped up, and the first baseman gives it a chase, and Hurst was there by the fence in front of the South Charleston dugout, and it bounced off the top of the roof of the dugout. And it goes for a strike. It's 0-1.
Those are all bright white. None of them have been out of play and come back in. They're all brand new.
0-1 to count to McAllister. Slow curveball high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's another base hit to left field off the bat of McAllister, and they go station to station once more as Johnson scores. Makes it 12-0 South Charleston. McAllister drives in his second run of the game. Third hit as well, and here's Andrew Scarberry, and here comes Kevin Boring. May have another pitching change. And he will go to whom? Landon Marple, maybe? And I think that's going to be the new pitcher. So we'll tell you who the new Post 7 pitcher is here in a moment. We'll come back. We'll pause for these commercial breaks. Our score, South Charleston 12, Buckhannon 0. We're currently in the bottom of the second inning. And Post 94 has the bases loaded, 2 outs. We'll come back after this on Metro News.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
Fun fact about groundhogs that not a lot of people know is they actually go through hepatitis B, much like humans do. So they've actually been used as a role model for how hepatitis progresses through humans.
Don't even act like you knew that.
Whether it's hunting and fishing news or just compelling stories about the enjoyment of the great outdoors.
He brought the dogs in the next day. That dog, as soon as it got out of the side by side, it hit the nose on the ground. It pulled us. It took us straight through that deer.
She on point? Got a point. You got that one.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. And for your daily fix, Outdoors Today brings you 2.5 minutes of news and notes from the woods and water every weekday morning on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Back here at Milan Park in Morgantown, it looks like it's Landon Marple now pitching. I'm trying to zero in on that jersey. And if Marple is the pitcher, we'll give you his stats in here in just a second. In fact, I'll go to him right now while we got a chance, folks, as South Charleston is leading here 10-0. Again, later on, we'll take a look at the schedule for tomorrow here as game number 6 is winding down here. Landon Marple, 20 1/3 innings pitch. So he's thrown a good bit. Marple is officially 1-3 on the year. And his ERA is 7.57. So Marple on the year, 20 1/3 innings pitched, 1-3, for the ERA is 7.57.
She likes me for me, not because I sing like Pavarotti, or because I'm such a hottie.
Zach Caleb Boring moves to short. And Eli Bryant goes back to second base. Landon Marple's first pitch is a ball, 1-0 to Andrew Scarberry. Marple's pitch and the ball. It's in the dirt, 2-0. Marple last pitch, game 2 of the area tournament. And a win over Elkins. All right, I'm going to check that. I apologize. Game 1. He threw game 1 of the area tournament and a loss to Elkins 4-2. That was on Tuesday of last week. 2-1 the count now to Scarberry. The pitch. Strike called, 2-2. Marple, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Scarberry in the dirt, 3-2. Eli Bryant officially goes an inning and 2/3. Allowed 9 hits. Ball 4, and that'll force in Tyson Burke from third. South Charleston extends their lead now, and they keep the bases loaded. 13-0 our score, and that brings in Jordan Mosley. Mosley takes the ball in the dirt, 1-0. Well, at this rate, Kevin Boring just wants to get this game over with as quick as possible, save as much pitching as he can because he's going to need it for tomorrow. Unless Buckhannon has a valiant comeback. South Charleston, with this win, will put them at 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to count to Mosley. Here's the pitch from Marple, and it's ball 3, and it gets away, but no one's going anywhere. At this stage, it's 13-0. No need to advance on wild pitches right now, even if they went to the backstop, which that baseball did. As Donald hustles back and gets it 3-0 now to Mosley. Marple's ready. 3-0 delivery. Ball 4. Another run scores. That's Comer. And it's now 14-0. Sometimes you just got to get through games like this. They happen. They do. And you hate to see it, no matter who it is. Unfortunately, Buckhannon Post 7, as much as the high as they were on last night, tonight is the polar opposite. Here's Caleb Nutter. Nutter has singled twice, scored a run, drove in a run. That RBI single came back in the first. The run he scored was earlier this inning. As South Charleston's now batted around both in the first and second innings. There's a fly ball to center. Racing over is Amon. He makes the catch for out number 3. 4 runs in the inning for South Charleston. And they do it on 5 hits. And there were 3 runners left on base. We head to the third. Our score, South Charleston Post 94. 14, Buckhannon nothing. We'll come back after this on Metro News.
Your source for news in the Mountain State is Metro News. Weekday mornings, start your day with the morning news. 3 hours of the biggest stories across West Virginia, along with sports, weather, and more. Stay updated throughout the day with reports at 1/2 each hour. And find all the info you need on your schedule at wvmetronews.com. The news you want from the name you trust. Metro News. For 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, this is Travis Jones. Join me and Coach Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock on the Metro News Radio Network for the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line. We'll wrap up the week in sports in the Mountain State, talk about the Mountaineers, high school, and the Mountain East Conference. Plus, you can join the conversation on our toll-free line or on our text line at 304-TALK-304. Join us every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 p.m. on Metro News. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line.
South Charleston Post 94 behind their first-year manager, head coach, Gary Parsons, who, by the way, is a former Post 94 player, played back on that 1995 team that won the state championship. That was an outstanding team. They won nearly 50 games that summer. I know former West Virginia University fullback Mark Plants played on that team, as did many others. And, well, he's back coaching the team he once played for, is Gary Parsons. So his team staked to a 14-0 lead here in the third. And that brings in Eli Bryant. He's 0 for 1, flew out to center back in the first against Colin Cottrell. Cottrell's pitch high for a ball, 1-0. And if you're a pitcher like Cottrell is, you got to think 14-run cushion makes it a lot more comfortable than what he thought coming into this game. There's a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Cottrell works quick. The 1-1 pitch. There's a good off-speed pitch. Looked like a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Cottrell's 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 out. So Cottrell strikes out Bryant. Strikeout number 2 for the Sissonville Indian, and that brings in Landon Marple, the pitcher. Marple popped up the second, back in the first. He's 0 for 1. He takes a strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Cottrell works quick. The delivery over in curveball, misses high, 1-1. Cottrell's 1-1 delivery. Inside, the fastball misses. Backing Marple off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. The young Buckhannon team, everybody on this roster, all 17 players, only 2 are not back next year. Marple swings to the next pitch, sends a fly ball. Foul territory, third base side. Third baseman Caleb Nutter is there for the catch. 2 outs. 2 down. Here's Grant Mealy, the third baseman. Mealy was hit by a pitch in the first.
Grant Mealy.
On the year, Mealy, .476 batting average with a home run. He'll be a junior next year at Lewis County High School, and this is a young man that may turn some heads next year in high school. Started as a sophomore this year for the Minutemen, and he's really had a breakout summer here for Post 7. Mealy takes ball 1, 1-0. .1-0 from Cottrell, swing and a miss. Pitch up and in for the fastball, 1-1. Cottrell's 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Missed it. Low. Fastball. 3-1. (3-1) delivery. Swinging a ground ball outside third. Foul. It's now full to Mealy. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff. Inside corner called strike 3. And that's out number 3 as Mealy strikes out looking. 1-2-3 goes post 7 from Buckhannon in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third. 14-0 South Charleston. We'll come back after this on Metro News.
Your source for news in the Mountain State is Metro News. Weekday mornings, start your day with the morning news. 3 hours of the biggest stories across West Virginia, along with sports, weather, and more. Stay updated throughout the day with reports at 1/2 each hour. And find all the info you need on your schedule at WVMetroNews.com. The news you want from the name you trust. Metro News. For 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, this is Travis Jones. Join me and Coach Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock on the Metro News Radio Network for the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line. We'll wrap up the week in sports in the Mountain State, talk about the Mountaineers, high school, and the Mountain East Conference. Plus, you can join the conversation on our toll-free line or on our text line at 304-TALK-304. Join us every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 p.m. on Metro News. It's the CityNet Sunday Night Statewide Sports Line.
Back here at Dale Miller Field at Mountain Park in Morgantown. Game number 6 of the state tournament has South Charleston leading Buckhannon post 7, 14-0 as we move into the bottom of the third inning. Hitters 8-9-1 due up for post 94. Tyler Purdue, Dustin Johnson, and the top of the order and Tyson Burke. Landon Marple, the third pitcher on the mound here for Buckhannon.
Number 7, Gage Parsons.
Yep, it's going to be number 7, Gage Parsons. So Parsons now pitching. So Parsons in the game pitching. Marple, yeah, let's take a look at the changes. So we got a new pitcher, Gage Parsons in the game pitching. And they're trying to save Marple for the rest of the tournament. I understand that. So Gage Parsons is now pitching.
Pinch hitting for post 94, number 33, Kyle Gill.
And Kyle Gill will pinch hit for Tyler Purdue. So Gill will pinch hit. He's a Nitro product. And the pitch low for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes to count. The delivery. Actually, it's not Parsons pitching. Parsons came into the game, so we'll check that. Marple's still pitching, so Marple is still pitching. And it's now 3-0 to Gill. Parsons came in for the catcher. He is now catching. And ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Kyle Gill. Now to bring in Dustin Johnson, or will they have a pinch hitter? Let's see.
Number 12.
Nope, Dustin Johnson will bat. Strike called to Johnson. It's 0-1. So Parsons is now catching for Donnan, who is out of the game. 0-1 delivery from Marple in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gill takes his lead off first. 1-1 the count to Dustin Johnson. Throw back to first base. Safe there is the runner at first, Gill. 14-0 our score. A win for South Charleston will put them in game number 8 tomorrow. There's a ground ball up the middle, and nice stop by Eli Bryant behind the bag at second, but he was unable to get it out as his momentum carried him behind the shortstop area into the grass. Good job by Bryant to keep that in the infield. Nice play by Eli. Pretty play there. As Johnson gets credit for an infield single, and that brings us to top the order in Tyson Burke. The pitch, Burke takes a strike, 0-1. On 1 to Burke. Burke today 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, and he swings and misses. It's 0-2. 15 hits for Post 94 so far in this game, and we're in the bottom of the third. Ball missed inside, 1-2 to Burke. One and 2 the count. Marple from the stretch, the pitch, low, ball 2, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, no one out here in the third, first and second for the Post 94. And the next one came in. Looked like it was a breaking ball that got away from Marple and then hit Burke on the side of the shoulders to load the bases. So bases loaded.
Fielder Isaiah Ramsey.
For Isaiah Ramsey. Ramsey 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a 2 RBI triple back in the first. Also doubled that inning as well. So left fielder Ramsey steps in, the bat with the bases loaded. And for some reason, Buckhannon's playing the infield in here, down 14-0. And there's another hit batsman. So it's going to be an RBI for Ramsey. Back-to-back hit batsman. That'll force in Kyle Gill from third.
Second baseman Garrett Comer.
And that brings in second baseman Garrett Comer. Comer 3 for 3 today, 3 RBIs. He had a single in the first and a double in the first, and he singled in a run in the second as well. He bats to the bases loaded, the pitch high for a ball, 1-0. At this point, if I'm Buckhannon, I just play the infield, at least the middle infield back here and try to get through this. I mean, it's 15-0. And the foul back to the netting, it's 1-1. I would keep my corners in if you're asking me, and I'd put my middle back at this stage. It's 15-0. Let's just get outs. Comer looking for his 4th hit of the game, the 1-1. It's up a bit, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pitch count.
They want a pitch count on Marple.
Pitch count for Marple, 27.
And 27 is the pitch count. I think they're going to try to keep, I mentioned this before the inning started, I think they're going to try to keep Marple at 30 or under here. And there's a strike to Comer. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two delivery, another hit batsman. That's 3 in a row for Marple. And that one hit Comer right in the lower part of the back, and he's feeling that one. Let's hope he's okay. And they're definitely going to make a change now as Johnson scores to make it 15. Check that, 16-0. So the bases remain loaded. And new pitcher coming in for Post 7. We'll tell you about who the young man is right after this. 16-0 South Charleston. Come back here on Metro News.
Metro News this morning. The biggest stories from around the state of West Virginia when you want them. Chris Lawrence at the anchor desk.
We're ready to get your day started in West Virginia with all the information you need.
Carrie Hudasek brings you the day's headlines.
Kanawha County Sheriff's deputies are investigating after 2 people were found dead last night in the Sissonville area. A man and a woman were discovered with gunshot wounds at a home on Walker Drive. Names have not been released.
Kyle Wiggs at the sports desk.
Chase DeLauder, the 16th pick in the first round of baseball's entry draft Sunday night. He was selected by the Cleveland Guardians, and he's the highest selected West Virginia native since Chris Enix. The Pirates selected 4th in the first round and took shortstop Termar Johnson out of Mays High School in Georgia. The Orioles had the first pick in the draft and took high schooler Jackson Holliday, number 1.
And Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary. Metro News This Morning. Listen where you get your favorite podcasts and online at WVMetroNews.com.
Okay, Drayden Rice is the new pitcher for Buckhannon Post 7. Let's see if we can get some information on Rice, stat-wise. So Drayden Rice, a new pitcher, has thrown 16 innings this summer, and he is officially 0-1 on the season with an ERA of 5.68. Rice has struck out 14 batters and walked 16. A youngster is Rice. So he'll be the new pitcher, and he'll face Isaac McAllister. And McAllister will bat with the bases loaded, no one out. South Charleston, Post 94, leading here 16-0. Rough outing for Landon Marple. Third of an inning pitched, 1 hit, 3 hit batters, 3 walks. And the pitch, and skying it in the air, left field. McAllister, and going back to shortstop. Great catch there by the shortstop. I think that was Caleb Boring. He makes the catch, and now it's quickly 1 out, and runners hold. Runners hold, and that brings in Andrew Scarberry. Scarberry has walked 3 times today and has an RBI. So Eli Bryan is the new right fielder. And we've got Marple back at short. And the first baseman is Ryan Snyder. So Ryan Snyder is at first. Zach Caleb Boring is now at second base. And a wild pitch. Run comes home. Tyson Burke scores on the wild pitch. And I think that might be because of getting hit 3 times. Maybe. I'm just kind of assuming here. And it's now 17-0. So Rice for Buckhannon will be into the game for Brady Hurst. So Drayden Rice is ready. 1-2 the count. The pitch to Scarberry missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So officially we'll line it up for you for Buckhannon. Left field is still Peyton Bennett. Center fielder is Ryder Amon. And right field Eli Bryant. The third baseman is Grant Mealy. The 2-2 is fouled off, stays 2-2. The shortstop, Landon Marple. At second base is Zach Caleb Boring. And the first baseman is Ryan Snyder, and your catcher is Gage Parsons. So there you go. That's how the lineup looks right now for Buckhannon Post 7. And, of course, Drayden Rice is your pitcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Scarberry. And a delivery. Bounced in there for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 17-0 our score, bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-2 pitch. Swing on a liner, past second base into right field, base hit. And this gets by the right fielder, Bryant. And it's going to go all the way to the wall, and this will clear him. As in the second base with the single, and one base there is Scarberry. So E9 charged on Bryant. This will score Ramsey and Comer both. And it's now 18-0 South Charleston. Or make it 19-0 South Charleston. So 19-0 is the South Charleston lead, and that brings in Jordan Mosley. Nope, going to be a pinch hitter for Mosley. It's going to be Alex Parsons. So Alex Parsons will pitch hit for Mosley. He takes a strike, 0-1. And folks, at this juncture of the game, as the strike zone becomes as big as it can get. So basically, if it's close, you better be swinging because the umpires are going to move this game along. 0-1 to count to Parsons. Rice is ready. The pitch upstairs, a little bit too far outside, 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1-2 to Alex Parsons, who is the son.
Now hitting number 4, Alex Parsons.
Coach Parsons. Gary Parsons' son. The delivery outside. 3-1. Check that. It should be 2-2. It is 2-2, yes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Alex Parsons. Drayden Rice is ready. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs. 2 down, and that's going to bring in Caleb Nutter.
Third baseman, Caleb Nutter.
Nutter today 2 for 3 with an RBI. Had a base hit and an RBI back in the first. Pitch high and tight for ball 1, 1-0. Drayden Rice is ready. The 1-0 delivery outside, 2-0. Delivery, swinging a fly ball, hit well to left, hooking foul. 2-1 to count to Nutter. Delivery, fastball, called a strike on the outer half. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drayden Rice trying to finish this inning off here and get another out here. Scarberry on second. 2 down, 19-0. Post 94 is in front. Swinging a foul tip. Catcher Parsons was unable to hold on to that. That would have been a heck of a play if he could have, and it stays 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the delivery. Swing on a liner to right field. Down for a base hit. An inside-out swing for Caleb Nutter. And on the way to third is Scarberry. First and third, 2 outs. And that brings in Kyle Gill, who led off this inning with a walk and a run scored.
Pitcher Kyle Gill.
So tomorrow, schedule looks like this. Game number 7 at 1 p.m. There'll be an elimination game between Buckhannon and Berkeley County. At 4 p.m., South Charleston against Morgantown. And then at 7 will be the winner of Game 7 versus the loser of Game 8. Here's the pitch. Strike called to the batter, Gill. It's 0-1. Drayden Rice from the stretch. The 0-1 delivery downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. The other good thing about Buckhannon is shake this one off, come back and play tomorrow at 1, realizing, hey, we got another game. Let's get back out there and take on Berkeley County. Elimination game tomorrow afternoon. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Sometimes the best thing to do after a game like this is get back on the field tomorrow and play again. And that's exactly what's going to happen for Buckhannon. 1-2, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Catcher throws down, doesn't matter, and strike 3, and that is out number 3. 5 more runs for South Charleston in the inning, and they extend their lead to 19-0 over Buckhannon. We head to the 4th. We'll come back on Metro News.
Your source for what's happening in West Virginia is WVMetroNews.com. Get the latest statewide news, sports reports from WVU, Marshall, and your local high school teams. Explore the great outdoors with Chris Lawrence. Read Hoppy Kercheval's daily commentary and catch up on your favorite Metro News programs and podcasts. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with WVMetroNews.com. Metro News, for 36 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Weekdays at 3 on Hotline, we talk about what you're talking about in sports, popular culture, tech, and more. We pepper our daily lineup with renowned local and national guests with authoritative perspectives on a wide variety of topics, from high school sports to Hollywood and the financial markets. Every day, Coop and I have irreverent discussions with you using texts and tweets, plus our exclusive content like the question of the day, In or Out in Beer Friday. Metro News Hotline, weekdays on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Dustin Johnson, the new pitcher for South Charleston Post 94, as Cottrell goes 3 innings and allowed only 2 hits, no runs, and he has struck out 3, did Cottrell, and he walked nobody and hit 1.
Pitcher for Post 94, number 12, Dustin Johnson.
So Dustin Johnson, the new pitcher. And let's take a look at the stats for Dustin Johnson this year, the South Charleston product. He's thrown 12 2/3 innings this summer. He is 2-0 with an ERA of 9.9 for Dustin Johnson. 2-0 in the year for the young man. Johnson has, look at his strikeout to walk ratio. Johnson has walked 10 and struck out 10, so pretty even in that category. 2-0 in the year for the young man, Dustin Johnson. So Dustin Johnson, a new pitcher. See where Colin Cottrell goes in the field. Cottrell is out of the game. We got Alex Parsons playing right field. And the first pitch to the batter, Zach Caleb Boring, is a ball, 1-0. 1-0 to Boring. Johnson, the lefty, the 1-0. Ground ball hit to second. Comer has it, fires to first in time, and there's quickly 1 out. 1 down, and that brings in Ryan Snyder, who is now playing first base.
First baseman Ryan Snyder.
Snyder is 0 for 1 in this game. Kyle Gill is now catching for South Charleston. Okay, so Kyle Gill is now catching, and a swing and a miss, 0-1 to Snyder. So Johnson, in essence, was a DH. Now he's pitching, and that forces Cottrell out of the game. Again, 3 innings pitched. Try to get you a pitch count number on Cottrell here. Give me 1 second. Cottrell has thrown today 50 pitches. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here to Ryan Snyder, who lined out to short back in the second. He's officially 0 for 1, and the 1-1 pitch in the dirt from Johnson. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Dustin Johnson with the long hair past his shoulders, brownish blonde hair. Throws inside, misses the corner to Snyder. It's 2-1. Snyder, 295 hitter on the season. Now it's 3-1. Yep, I must have missed the pitch, so it is ball 4. So ball 4 to Ryan Snyder. So Snyder walks with 1 out. That brings in Ian Donnan. Nope, brings in Gage Parsons. Gage Parsons is now batting here in this spot.
Catcher, Gage Parsons.
So Parsons will bat here for the first time today. Parsons, a youngster, only going to be a sophomore next year at Buckhannon Upshur High School. Bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Dustin Johnson. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball down the third base line. It's fair. Good piece of hitting there by Mr. Parsons. On his way to third, the throw comes in. It bounces by the third baseman Nutter. And Johnson's there to back it up in front of third. And sliding in safely at third is Ryan Snyder. A base hit by Gage Parsons down the line at third. Puts runners on the corners and one out. And here is new batter into the game. And that is going to be Drayden Rice, the pitcher. Rice fouls the first pitch off. It's a strike. 0-1 Rice batting here for Hurst. Of course, Rice came in last inning on the mound. We saw him pitch. So Hurst is out of this game. So Rice getting in the bat here. Good for these younger post 7 players to get some experience in this state tournament. 0-1 pitch. Down and in, misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. 19-0 the score. South Charleston scored 10 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 more in the third. The 1-1. Swinging a pop-up out of play, 1-2. Right now the current situation, Snyder's at third, Parsons at first, 1 out. Dustin Johnson, the lefty from South Charleston High School. The pitch, slow curveball, and getting a piece of it and fouling it off was Rice. It stays 1-2. And we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Rice awaits the pitch. Missed by a smidgen. Down a bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two delivery. Yeah. Oof. That one didn't miss much. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, Dustin Johnson's got to remember he's not going to get the same strike zone that Rice is going to get. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs. And the reason that is because the score being 19-0. I think Mark Mayle understands that he's going to call normal zone for Dustin Johnson and call a little bit of a wider zone for Rice considering the score of this game. Peyton Bennett, the batter, left fielder, 1 for 1, singled back in the second. The delivery, slow off-speed pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. Good, nice off-speed delivery from Johnson that time. Johnson works quick. You see a lot of that from these South Charleston pitchers. Everyone we have watched so far in this tournament likes to work fast. And there's a line drive back through the middle and a base hit to center field. And Buckhannon scores the first run of the game on a 2-out single to center by Peyton Bennett. Scores Ryan Snyder on the play, and Buckhannon is down 19-1 on the play. Parsons the second. There you go. Good to see this Buckhannon Post 7 team battling here despite the score, not giving up. And these youngsters getting some playing time. Top the order, here is another youngster, Ryder Amon. The pitch from Johnson, sidearm delivery, misses in for a ball, 1-0. Pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. High a bit. 2 balls and 1 strike. Amon in this game is 0 for 1. He walked back in the first, struck out in the second. 2-1 to count. The delivery. Outside a bit. 3 balls and 1 strike. Strike called, 3-2. Fastball catches the outer half of the corner. First and second, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. The payoff from Johnson. Fouled back. Stays 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The delivery missed inside the breaking ball, and that loads the bases. So a walk with 2 outs by Amon loads the bases. That brings in Eli Bryant. Bryant today 0 for 2.
Right fielder Eli Bryant.
And time called. Out comes one of the assistant coaches for Post 94. Let's see what they decide to do. Probably just to talk to the pitcher here. I don't see any activity down the bullpen right now. A little bit surprised that Johnson has used his breaking ball and off speed as much as he has here. I would think in a situation like this, being up by 19 runs, now 18 runs, he'd just come in throwing a bunch of fastballs and try to throw a bunch of strikes and get through this. And it's one of those things, get in and get out of this game. So his control has kind of left him here in this fourth inning. Here's Bryant, 0 for 2, but he's very capable. Bryant, 329 hitter on the season. And Buckhannon is not going to lay down. They're going to keep fighting here, and a base hit. They'd love to score a couple more runs here in this contest. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Swing and a miss. There's the fastball, 0-1. A little bit lefty tail on that fastball, tailing away from the right-handed hitter. No balls and 1 strike to count. The delivery. Pitch down a bit. 1 ball and 1 strike. One from Parsons, or from Johnson, excuse me. It's a ball, 2-1. So the runner at third base is Gage Parsons. That's who was on my mind, watching him over at third. Second base is Bennett. The runner at first is Amon, 2 outs. And there's ball 3, 3-1. And we saw the stats for Justin Johnson coming in, 10 walks, 10 strikeouts on the year. 3-1 pitch. There's a strike taken by Bryant, 3-2. Runners go on the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Bryant strikes out for out number 3. But Buckhannon, post 7, picks up their first run of the game. And they do it on a pair of hits. No errors.
Johnson,
3 left
30.
on base.
Johnson, 30.
Bottom of the fourth inning we go. South Charleston 19, Buckhannon 1. We'll come back after this on Metro News.
Metro News is your source for high school sports coverage and the exclusive home of the high school sports line. Fred Persinger, Dave Jecklin, and Joe Braccato bring you the latest scores and news, along with player and coach interviews and in-depth stories. Get your high school sports fix every Wednesday night starting at 7:06 p.m. And follow your favorite team all season long. The High School Sports Line, here on the Metro News Radio Network and online at wvmetronews.com. Friday nights in the fall are reserved for high school football, and the 20-year tradition continues on Metro News. It's Summit Community Bank High School Game Night with Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin, celebrating 20 years of bringing you up-to-the-minute scores, conference standings, player and coach interviews, and more. Tune in all season long to follow your favorite school. Friday nights from 9:30 to midnight. Summit Community Bank High School Game Night on the Metro News Radio Network.
Okay, we're back here. We move into the bottom of the fourth inning. South Charleston up 19-1. And looking at the bracket for tomorrow, a bit of a change here. Okay, so at 1 o'clock tomorrow, Parkersburg will take on Buckhannon. So that's a little bit of a change in what I had. So Parkersburg will take on Buckhannon at 1. Morgantown and Berkeley will play at 8 o'clock. or 4 o'clock, excuse me. So Morgantown and Berkeley will play at 4. So the winner of that game between Morgantown and Berkeley will advance on to the Friday's championship game. The Parkersburg Buckhannon winner will play South Charleston tomorrow at 7. So that's the story there. So Morgantown and Berkeley tomorrow playing at 4, and Parkersburg and Buckhannon tomorrow at 1, if everything stays the same here. Dustin Johnson, the batter. And Johnson takes down an in for a ball, 1-0. One ball, one strike now to count to Johnson. Johnson today 2 for 3, 2 singles, 3 runs scored, and had an RBI as well. Ground ball, right side and through for a base hit. So Johnson gets his 3rd hit of the day, and that brings us back to top the order and Tyson Burke.
Shortstop, Tyson Burke.
So Parkersburg awaiting the loser of this game tomorrow at 1. Right now it stands to be Buckhannon. And for Buckhannon, despite this score being 19-1, they live to play another day tomorrow. Drayden Rice has pitched down and in for a ball, 1-0. No delivery, line to left field, just past the glove of Landon Marple at short for a base hit. And for Tyson Burke, that's his 4th hit. He's officially 4 for 4 with 4 runs scored so far. Here's Isaiah Ramsey, who has 2 hits of his own and 3 RBIs in this game. Drayden Rice is ready. The delivery. Chopped to short. Marple underhand tosses the second for 1 on the first safe. Fielder's choice by Ramsey. And Burke is eliminated on the play 6-4 at second base for the first out of the inning on the play. Johnson down to 3rd. That brings in second baseman Garrett Comer. Pitch is up a bit, 1-0. We'll pop up down the line towards the South Charleston dugout now to play. Off the bat of Comer, and count now even at a ball and a strike. Another fly ball, this time the right field. Bryant is there. He makes the catch, 2 outs. So 2 down. That brings in center fielder Isaac McAllister. McAllister today has 3 hits, a couple RBIs to his totals. 19-1 the score remains. First and third, 2 down now for South Charleston. The delivery, check swing, it's a strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch, low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Isaac McAllister. 1-1 from Rice. Right there on the corner for a strike, 1-2. One-two pitch. Line drive, center field, base hit. 20-1 our score. As that will score Johnson on the play from third.
First baseman, Andrew Scarberry.
Andrew Scarberry, the batter. That is now RBI number 3 for McAllister. Scarberry today has 3 RBIs. He's officially 1 for 1 of 3 walks as well. Pitches a ball, 1-0. Fly ball, hit well, center field and deep, and this ball is gone. A 3-run home run is third of the season for Andrew Scarberry. So Scarberry hits a 3-run homer, and that adds to the lead now, 23-1. Scarberry's 3rd home run of the year. That brings in Alex Parsons, the DH. Or the right fielder, I should say. So Parsons now batting.
Alex Parsons.
23-1 our score in favor of South Charleston now. The pitch to Parsons, high for a ball, 1-0. Parsons struck out in his first at-bat back in the third. He's 0 for 1. And that is, I believe, the first home run of the tournament. Pitch high and outside, 2-0. 2-0 delivery, another pop-up. Middle infield, shortstop Marple behind second, now behind second base, literally in the grass, makes the call and the catch for out number 3. 4 more runs for South Charleston in the inning, and we head to the top of the 5th. 23-1, South Charleston Post 94 in front. We'll come back after this on Metro News.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
Fun fact about groundhogs that not a lot of people know is they actually go through hepatitis B, much like humans do. So they've actually been used as a role model for how hepatitis progresses through humans.
Don't even act like you knew that.
Whether it's hunting and fishing news or just compelling stories about the enjoyment of the great outdoors.
He brought the dogs in the next day. That dog, as soon as it got out side by side, it hit the nose on the ground. It pulled us. It took us straight through that deer.
Show him point. Got a point. You got that one.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. And for your daily fix, Outdoors Today brings you 2.5 minutes of news and notes from the woods and water every weekday morning on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
So you got another new pitcher for South Charleston, and we do. We'll get you who that young man is here in just a second. New pitcher for Post 94 is Caleb Nutter. So Caleb Nutter is the new pitcher. And that should move Dustin Johnson to the outfield. He's in the left. And if I'm not mistaken, is that Ramsey at third? We'll check. 23-1 to score. As Caleb Nutter will get an inning of work here.
Number 10, Landon Marple.
Landon Marple to lead things off for Buckhannon here in the 5th. They're down to their final 3 outs here. One inning pitch for Johnson. Marple, ground ball, left side and through for a base hit. So Marple singles.
Third baseman, Grant Mealy.
That brings in the third baseman, Grant Mealy. Grant Mealy today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he takes low for a ball, 1-0. So tomorrow the schedule, again, looks like this. At 1 o'clock tomorrow, game number 7 is Parkersburg against Buckhannon, an elimination game. There's a strike called, 1-1 now to Mealy. Game number 8 tomorrow, 4 p.m., Morgantown against Berkeley, which is also an elimination game. 1-1 pitch. Strike. Nope, going to be a ball, 2-1. And the winner of the Parkersburg-Buckhannon game at 1 o'clock tomorrow will go to game 9 tomorrow night at 7 to take on South Charleston. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to count to Grant Mealy as that last pitch was on the outside corner. Caleb Nutter from the stretch, the right-hander's ready, the 2-2. He swung at that pitch and got hit. And they're going to say a foul ball. Said the ball came off the bat. I thought it hit him, but it did not. So the ball came off the bat. It's called a foul ball, and it stays 2-2. Two-two pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. 1 out. So Mealy strikes out. That brings in Zach Califf Boring.
Second baseman, Zach Califf Boring.
Popped up right side of the infield. First baseman is there to make the catch. Is that Isaac McAllister playing first? It is. Isaac McAllister is now the first baseman. He makes the catch, and there's 2 outs.
Ryan Snyder.
And that brings in first baseman Ryan Snyder. Buckhannon down to their final out here, as it's 23-1 here in the 5th. Snyder, line drive opposite way, base hit left field. Nice little line drive by Snyder. Getting close to that 300 average on the year for a base hit there. Here's Gage Parsons, the catcher. Parsons singled to left down the third baseline, back in the 4th. Well, it's good to see these young Buckhannon players getting some experience in the state tournament. They're down by 22 runs. They're not giving up. They're still in there swinging the bat, taking their bat seriously, and that's what you like to see. Nutter's pitch, ground ball to second. Second baseman Comer up with it, fires to first in time, and that's the ball game. South Charleston wins this one by the final score of 19-1. So we'll give you the final brackets for tomorrow before we sign off here. Tomorrow, game number 7 at 1 p.m. Parkersburg, post 15 against Buckhannon, post 7. That's at 1 p.m. tomorrow, elimination game. At 4 o'clock tomorrow is game number 8, Morgantown post 2 against Berkeley County post 14. That, too, is elimination game. And the winner of the Parkersburg-Buckhannon game at 1 o'clock tomorrow will come back tomorrow night to take on this South Charleston team that is currently undefeated. And that is at 7 o'clock tomorrow here at Dale Miller Field at Milan Park in Morgantown. That's all the action tomorrow. Join us here on Metro News for all the game action, as Dave Wilson will have the broadcast of the Parkersburg-Buckhannon game tomorrow at 1. I will have the call the Morgantown-Berkeley game at 4, and then the South Charleston versus the winner of Game 7 contest at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That's going to do it. Chris George signing off. Final score once again, South Charleston 23, Buckhannon 1. Talk to you tomorrow for day number 3 of the state tournament. So long, everybody.